Ever heard of a talking donkey? No, this isn't a fairy tale. This is a wild story from the Bible about a greedy man, a stubborn donkey, and an angel with a sword. It's a story that's both hilarious and incredibly profound. Our story starts with a man named Balaam. He was a prophet, someone who was supposed to listen to God. But he had a bit of a problem with greed. The king of Moab, a guy named Balak, was terrified of the Israelites. They were camped nearby, and Balak was convinced they were going to destroy his kingdom. So he came up with a plan. Hire Balaam to curse them. He sent messengers with a huge pile of money, promising Balaam fame and fortune if he'd just say some bad words over Israel. At first, Balaam did the right thing. He prayed, and God told him flat out, "Do not go with them. You must not put a curse on those people, because they are blessed." So Balaam sent the messengers away. But King Balak wasn't a guy who took no for an answer. He sent even more important officials back to Balaam with an even bigger promise of reward. He basically said, "Name your price, anything you want. Just curse these people for me." And this is where Balaam's greed started to get the better of him. The temptation was just too much. Even though God had been crystal clear, Balaam told the officials, "Stay the night, and I'll see what else the Lord might have to say." It's like he was hoping God would change his mind. That night, God came to him and said, "Since these men have come to summon you, go with them, but do only what I tell you." So, the next morning, Balaam saddled his donkey and set off with the Moabite officials. He was finally getting what he wanted, right? A journey to riches and fame. But here's the twist. The Bible says God was very angry that he was going. Balaam was technically obeying the letter of God's command, but his heart was in the wrong place. He was chasing money, not following God's will. And God was about to send him a message he would never forget. As Balaam trotted along on his donkey, mind on the money, God sent an angel to stand in the road, holding a drawn sword. But here's the crazy part. Balaam, the famous prophet, couldn't see the angel at all. He was spiritually blind. But you know who could see the angel? His donkey. The donkey saw this terrifying figure blocking the path, and she did the only sensible thing. She bolted. She turned right off the road and into a field. Balaam, completely clueless, was furious. He thought his donkey was just being stubborn. So he beat her to get her back on the road. They continued on, and the angel moved to a new spot. This time, it was a narrow path between two vineyard walls. There was no room to turn left or right. Again, the donkey saw the angel, and she tried to squeeze past. In doing so, she scraped Balaam's foot against the wall. Ouch! Balaam was even angrier now. He didn't even stop to wonder why his normally reliable donkey was acting so strange. He just beat her again. The angel moved one last time. Now he stood in a place so narrow that there was no way to get by at all. When the donkey saw the angel for the third time, she knew it was hopeless. She just lay down right there in the middle of the road with Balaam still on her back. Well, that was the last straw for Balaam. He flew into a rage and started beating his poor donkey with his staff for the third time. He was completely blinded by his anger and greed, totally unaware of the danger he was in. And then the most amazing thing happened, something that has made this story famous for thousands of years. God opened the donkey's mouth, and she spoke. She looked at Balaam and said, in a human voice, "What have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times?" Can you imagine the shock? Your donkey just talked to you. But Balaam was so consumed by his anger that he actually argued back. He yelled, "You have made a fool of me. If I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you right now." It's almost comical. He is having a full-blown conversation with his donkey and doesn't even seem to realize how bizarre the situation is. The donkey, with incredible wisdom, replied, "Am I not your own donkey, which you have always ridden to this day? Have I been in the habit of doing this to you?" Balaam had to admit it. "No," he said. The donkey had a point. She had always been faithful. Maybe, just maybe, something else was going on. And right at that moment, God decided Balaam had had enough clues. The Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and there he was, the angel of the Lord, standing in the road with his sword drawn, ready to strike, the very thing the donkey had been trying to save him from. The sight terrified Balaam. He immediately fell face down on the ground. The angel said to him, "Why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? I have come here to oppose you because your path is a reckless one before me. The donkey saw me and turned away from me these 3 times. If she had not turned away, I would certainly have killed you by now, but I would have spared her." The truth hit Balaam like a ton of bricks. His donkey wasn't being disobedient. She was being obedient to a higher reality that he couldn't see. She had saved his life, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and all he had done was punish her for it. Humbled and ashamed, Balaam confessed his sin. He said, "I have sinned. I did not realize you were standing in the road to oppose me. Now, if you are displeased, I will go back." He was finally ready to listen. The angel told him to continue on his journey to meet King Balak, but gave him a strict warning. "You must speak only what I tell you." So Balaam went on to meet the king, and when Balak urged him to curse Israel, Balaam, a changed man, did exactly what God commanded. Instead of cursing Israel, he blessed them. He stood before the king and all his officials and pronounced powerful blessings of prosperity and victory over the people of God. He did this not just once, but 3 times from 3 different locations, completely frustrating King Balak's evil plans. The greedy prophet who set out to curse God's people ended up being the very instrument of their blessing. What an incredible story! A talking donkey taught a famous prophet a lesson in obedience. It's a funny and powerful reminder that God can use anything and anyone to get his message across. Sometimes we're like Balaam. We get so focused on our own plans, our own ambitions, our own greed, that we become blind to what God is trying to show us. We ignore the warnings and push forward, even when things feel off. We might even get angry at the obstacles or people that God places in our path to protect us. This story challenges us to ask, are we listening? Are we paying attention to the donkeys in our own lives? God might not use a talking animal to get your attention today, but he can use a friend's advice, a gut feeling, a strange coincidence, or even a frustrating setback to steer you away from danger and onto the right path. The lesson from Balaam is to stay humble, keep our hearts right, and be open to God speaking in the most unexpected ways. Because sometimes the greatest wisdom comes from the most surprising places. Thanks for watching this incredible story unfold with us. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe for more amazing stories from the Bible. Let us know in the comments what you thought about Balaam's talking donkey. God bless and good night.